Hey everybody, it's Jim. So it is Sunday, April 12th. I am on my way to the flea market event. I hope it's a more lucrative day than yesterday. That happens. You never know what to expect. I mean, it's like some days I make nothing, some days I make a lot, whatever. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about this topic. It was prompted by a friend. Now, I was not angry with her at all, and I tried to get that across. I'm not sure that she gets, I'm not angry at all. I just wanted to explain my reasoning, and I want to get it across to her that you don't, please don't do this yourself, which I don't think she does. She's a unique being, and so I don't think she does. But, anyways, I have entitled this um, video Purple People Pleaser because, well, purple because it's my favorite color and I'm talking about myself. So, she had mentioned something to me. I should stop wearing a certain item of clothing because it would be better for my business if I didn't. Which I often see the opposite, especially on my YouTube channels. People like this item of clothing. Anyways, I told her, no, I'm not going to do that. And I told her the reason is because and this is true. I spent most of my life pleasing others. I was never really myself. You know, until my son died when I was 49. So it was 12 years ago. I always did what everybody else wanted. I was never true to myself. Um, yeah, if I was able to be myself, people would think I was different because if I dressed the way I wanted and stuff like that. Um, and then here, when John died, it was like I got so angry. And the first thing that happened, now it did uh, prompt my spiritual growth to go into, well, overdrive. Um, but the first thing it did was make me angry. All this for nothing was how I felt. And I decided I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if people hate me. What others think of me is none of my business. And it was the anger that my son died because of this society. And what was it all for? But I have to tell you something. Since I had that surge of anger and decided I didn't care what others thought anymore, I stopped being a people pleaser. And believe it or not, I became happier than I ever was in my life because I was now being true to the person who mattered most in my life, and that's me. And I know there's a lot of religions out there that say you should be self-sacrificing, self-sacrificing, and putting others before yourself. Well, in my opinion, you cannot take care of others until you take care of yourself first. Because I found throughout my life I wasn't happy. And because I wasn't happy, I wasn't good for others. And I have learned since my son's death that I need to take care of me first so that I could be there for others. If I had been in a better position, maybe I would have, you know, been there more for my son. But I wasn't taking care of me, if that makes any sense. But, anyways, just want to let you guys know never, ever, ever And this is what I was trying to get across to my friend. I was not trying to get across to her that I was angry. I wasn't angry. I understood what she was saying. What I wanted to get across was I didn't want her conforming to please others. Um, and that was all. It was not bad or anything. But it did prompt this conversation. Please don't do that. Please, when you are being true to yourself, you're happy. Just be you. Find out who you are and love that person. Don't worry what others think, because I have found they get you nothing but misery. And it's hard because you try to please this person over here, and then another person says this, and you feel the need to, and pretty soon you're just like spinning around in circles, and you're confused. You don't know who you are. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not everybody is going to like you. Okay, that is just not possible. Believe me, I know I don't care for everybody. I don't like everybody. And yet I don't wish people harm. And in general, I love people. I am not one of those spiritual people who thinks it's spiritual to hate humans. I think that's the stupidest thing anybody ever came up with. Because if you don't love yourself, you don't love anybody. Let me remind you, you're human. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, I hope that's not a real spiritual concept. I don't know. I know it makes a lot of people feel more spiritual. But when you hate humans, you hate yourself too, because you're human. I mean, there's people I don't like hanging out with or whatever, but I don't hate anybody, like to the point wishing they didn't exist or whatever. Um, what you do, if you don't like everybody, is my point. Not everybody's gonna like you, and that's okay. That's natural. That's normal. We don't, yeah, align with everyone. We're not going to. You attract people, things, places who you are aligned with. Okay, so always remember that. If you are attracting those of questionable character, it could be an indication you need to raise your vibrational frequency. But anyways, I didn't mean to get this spiritual here. I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk about be yourself, love yourself, be true to you, and you'll be happier. Believe me, you will. And it took my son dying for me to get that, and it's sad. It's sad, and I wish better for everybody else. And that's what, like my friend, when I tried to explain her, I know she felt I was explaining because I was angry. I was not angry at all. My first thought was, oh my God, I don't want her to become a people pleaser. Just for people to like her. She's a very very different and unique person, and I love her. I love her just like that. I love her being who she is. So anyways, that's all I want to say. Just be true to you. You are the most important person in your life. So I'm going to leave it right there. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.